Hey party people, it's Jenna and I'm back to share with you some more tips and tricks on how to grow your event planning business. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the day of documents that I always make sure to have on hand for a quick reference for every single event. The day of documents are basically lists and documents that you simply can't live without on the event day. There are always going to be times where vendors and clients need answers for something or have a question about when something's going to happen. You need to be able to answer those questions at the drop of a hat. Some of these documents are living and breathing. You'll be adding to them and drafting them for a long time during the event planning process. And ultimately, you're going to want to possibly share some of these documents with third-party vendors and clients and venue managers just to make sure you get their seal of approval and make sure that everybody knows where they need to be and when, and that all these schedules that need to come together on the day of are aligned. As a planner, it's really important for me to be able to organize myself in a way that's consistent from event to event. I really just want to make sure that I'm feeling calm and confident knowing that I have all the details and all of the information and all the answers right at my fingertips. Here are a few of the documents that I always make sure to have on hand for the day of an event, and I hope that they help you too. The event timeline is, to me, the most important document that I have on the day of. It's a chronological, detailed list of timings for important aspects of the event and when they're taking place. The timeline needs to be detailed and it needs to be oriented towards not only your third-party vendors, but also what your guests and clients are doing at any given time. For me, the event timeline goes through multiple drafts and multiple revisions before it's even ready to show to any of the people that need to see it. And there are a lot of people who are going to need to see this. Most specifically would be the third-party vendors. I love to just be very explicit and very specific in letting them know where they need to be and when. Sometimes I'll take my entire timeline and highlight in a specific color items that only pertain to, let's say, the band, just so that when they're reading this, it's very simple and very easy for them to follow. I would hate for a big mistake to be made or something to be dropped just because somebody wasn't able to read my timeline. Another specific person that I really want to make sure sees my timeline is the venue manager. This is important for setup and breakdown and all of the important production-related things that need to happen during an event. But also, if the food and beverage is coming from this specific venue, I want to make sure that the kitchen is able to align its service schedule with what I'm expecting to happen on the day of the event. Another important document that I always have on hand to reference on event day is the banquet event order. And this is sometimes referred to as the BEO. As someone who has worked in the venues and catering worlds before, it's extremely important for me to be able to look at a BEO and know that my clients are getting what they've paid for. Sometimes the BEO is not very specific or it doesn't have dedicated timings. So a recommendation that I usually give people is to share your detailed timeline with your caterer and venue to make sure that they are definitely lining up their service schedule and their food and beverage schedule with your expectations on event day. You would hate for somebody to be giving a speech when the bar opens and everybody gets out of their seat and leaves. So it's important just to have these timings aligned. The floor plan is basically just a visual representation of where the event is taking place, and it usually focuses mostly on furniture placement. Furniture placement can be a little bit tricky, and this is where the advice and the authority of the venue manager really comes into play. My advice is to always share your floor plan expectations and layout expectations with the venue manager. He or she is definitely going to be able to give you some feedback on what works well and what works not so well. But the last thing you would want to happen is for your setup on event day to not be able to be executed because your venue manager didn't see the floor plan. In addition to this visual map of the floor plan, on the day of an event, especially for a larger event, I always have a list with me of seating arrangements, guest lists based on table numbers, who's sitting where, so that for me and my team, it's really easy to help guide guests to their seat based on this map that I have right in front of me. Other things that are important to consider when laying out a floor plan are emergency exits, where there might be some steps or stairs, where elevator access would be. And for some events, it's really important to be able to point out electrical sources as well. A great idea is always just to ask your venue if they have a copy of a blank floor plan, or perhaps a floor plan with furniture in place for the guest count that you're expecting, and just work from there. It's really that easy. Another pro tip that I like to give is if you are using a rental company to bring in furniture for your event, always get a PDF of that floor plan in front of the rental company, whoever your rep may be. The odds of them bringing in and placing tables where they need to go are much greater that way, and who knows, maybe the room will even be set up by the time you get there. Fingers crossed. So those are my top 3 most favorite day of documents to have on hand with me for any given event. They're so important for the calm and peace of mind and confidence that you'll be able to have walking into that party knowing that you've done everything you can. Remember that it's up to you to make sure that your clients and your vendors' expectations are managed on the day of an event, but you're also managing yourself as well. So bolster yourself with really good organization and really consistent day of documents that you know are going to work for you. The more specific you are with your details, it's only going to make the event that much better. And just remember, no detail is ever too small. Thanks again for watching. I'll be back again with more tips and tricks on growing and evolving your event planning business. But until then, party on.